G'day folks and welcome. I've decided to make this video a little different than I normally do, and if you could leave a comment on what you think, it would be most appreciated. I wanted to make my videos more visually interesting using different angles, close-ups and a few normal speed segments rather than the time lapses I normally have. It's going to be a little more time consuming, but the end goal is to make better videos for you guys. Once I get to 500 subscribers, I can start using the poll feature and get the input of what you guys want to see more of. I think it's going to be a while before I get to 500 subscribers, but I'll just keep poking along until I get there. So since we're here, go and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. So let me talk about this drawing a little to give you an idea of what was going through my mind. I wanted to do a male portrait this time to break up the monotonous female portraits I tend to do. So I had a look at some reference images and came across this portrait of a guy that had interesting shadow shapes. These days when I look for images, I tend to look for references that have a strong light and shadow forming across the face. There is a benefit to using strong light and shadow when drawing portraits. It certainly makes it easier to draw because you have definite reference points to help you observe proportions better. The serious tone of the guy had me thinking that he could be someone you don't want to mess with. Initially I was going to have him to be a wizard with some sort of fancy robe and a swirling type of background. But as I got further in the drawing, I started thinking more science fiction than fantasy. I think this direction was influenced from the sci-fi TV series I was watching at the time. Here you can see me using a cotton bud to smooth out the scratchiness of the drawing. I tend to like using the buds over the normal paper stumps that people use. If you haven't tried using this method, give it a go next time and let me know what you think. If any of you guys have a question you want to ask me, just leave it in the comment section and I'll try and answer it as best as I can. I have this clutch eraser that I cut so there was sharp angles and edges so I could add highlights to the areas that needed it. I'm going to invest in an electric eraser one of these days and see how it will work in future drawings. I think it will be good for adding highlights to hair and those hard to get areas. With the portrait looking straight on, it looked a little boring, so I wanted to add a background that felt sci-fi. So have any of you guys played the game Connect 4? We have that game, and I pulled apart the frame that holds the chips and used it as a stencil. I think it worked out rather well, giving it that sci-fi feel. By the time I was coming to the end of the drawing, I was thinking this guy looks like a mercenary, a man for hire, or perhaps even a bounty hunter looking for his next job. In hindsight, maybe I should have put some scars on his face, or perhaps even an eye patch, to make him look more menacing. What does he look like to you guys? So if you've enjoyed watching me fill another page in my sketchbook and have made it this far, I encourage you to hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed and would like to see more of my process videos, then please consider subscribing. Well, that's another page in my sketchbook that I want to try and finish, and I talk about that in another video, and you can find that link here if you want to go check that out. I hope to see you all in the next video, and until then, have a great day and enjoy being creative.